What's going on, everyone? Anthony here with AC Toys, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we are reviewing the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Wave 13 Dino Fury Green Ranger, aka Izzy Garcia. Now, if you guys are unaware, this is the new style packaging that Hasbro is switching over to. Is their plastic-free packaging, so that means no more windows. So that means you're basically buying a mystery toy. You never know what you're going to get. Anyways, here it is, 3D rendering of the figure up front. 3D artwork of the figure, or not the figure, of the Green Ranger herself. You have the artwork that wraps around here to the side. More 3D renderings of the figure, one in action pose, one of what it comes with. This figure is 5.7 inches tall, according to the box. You have your legalese down here. Barcode at the bottom if you guys want to try your luck with finding these at Target anytime soon. You have the color of the Ranger on the other side of the spline with the helmet right there. Green at the top, legalese at the bottom. Enough of that. Nobody likes these packaging, so let's go ahead and hope everything's inside. Okay, so here we have the figure out of packaging. And if you aren't aware, they now come with their civilian head sculpts on them out of packaging instead of their morphed helmet. Don't know why, but that is now a thing. And one more thing is glaringly missing. But before we get into that, let me know in the comments down below if you can already see what's going on here. So first and foremost, she comes with two posing hands on her out of factory. And then you have two extra holding hands that come packaged in the package. So you have one green, one silver. There you go. Then, of course, you have her Dino Saber right here. It comes with this lightning effect. I believe it's the same one that came with Zato. So it's not too bad. Just kind of like weave it in and out like so. And then you have, yeah, these lightning effects. It doesn't go on all the way unless I'm just not doing it right. But anyways, you guys get the idea. So there you go. And then this is kind of annoying. The holster on this figure is molded in a very hard plastic. If you guys remember Zato, his was very flexible, very pliable. You could kind of squeeze it apart a little bit to like fit it in, but this one is like a hard plastic. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be, or if they used the wrong plastic for mine, or if they did something, but either way, you can't fit it in. Like it won't go in. Like you really gotta force it in. That's about as far as I can get it in. I don't want to push it in too much further. So that is kind of a downside. And then her last accessory that she comes with is her helmet sculpt, which actually isn't too bad. It's done very nicely. Paint done all around. The silver is really good. The little black inside here with the green, or not the green eyes, the orange eyes, done very nicely. A little bit of silver missing right there, but not too bad. Overall, not too bad. Just go ahead and pop that off. Nice and easy, and there you go. And that is how she looks with her helmet on. Let's go ahead and jump into details of the figure. So moving on to details of the figure, she overall is done very nicely. They don't, for whatever reason, they didn't finish it off in here like they did with the Lost Galaxy Ranger. Or Zato for that matter. Zato was painted all the way through, or at least as far as you could bend them back. So when you did like a weird pose, it didn't break up. I mean, honestly, you're never going to pose her like this anyways. But unless she's like being possessed, and then it kind of breaks away from that. But overall, not too big of a deal. Silver is done okay. There's a chip going on right there. The lines are done very nicely. Back is done very nicely. Helmet's done nicely. It's a really good suit design. I was never a big fan of the helmets to begin with, so that isn't kind of like my forte in like judging how it is. But like overall, the sculpt is nice. The green, the silvers, the golds, they all match like what they're supposed to, except for this. I don't know if this is supposed to match the body tone itself, but it is a darker gray, even compared to like Zato's figure. And speaking of, have you guys figured out yet what is glaringly wrong with my figure? If you have, time is up for the comments. Anybody else? Go? No? The morpher. It is straight up missing her morpher. It's supposed to be molded on or attached on, just like how Zato was. but for whatever reason, it's not on her. I checked through the packaging, nothing there. I contacted BBTS, so I'm just waiting to hear back from them. As of the time of this recording, I emailed them yesterday and still haven't heard back. I'll write down in the comments if I have heard back. But this is why I really don't like dealing with anybody but Amazon or Target, or Walmart. It's just so hard to deal with these type of sites when you need something returned, especially with how poor the QC is nowadays. Anyway, so let's move on to the head sculpt. And yeah, man, I thought Zoe was bad. This one is just, it's a good looking head sculpt, at least compared to Zoe's, but it just doesn't look like Izzy in my opinion. I don't know, at least her cheeks don't look puffy. Maybe it's just the way they colored in her eyes. It doesn't resemble her at all in my opinion. But yeah, overall, details of the figures aren't too bad. Everything is done fairly nicely, minus the missing morpher. I've seen people get it where the left arm is on the right arm is on the left. They've gotten 2 right feet. I've clearly got no morpher. And my little saber holder is hard as a rock. Look, I can't even squeeze that close. That's how tough it is. So I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be. Somebody else who has this figure, please let me know. But until then, let's go ahead and move on into Articulation. So moving on to Articulation, she has your new standard female body mold. Has lots of articulation. So let's go ahead and start with the head. This new neck joint seems to be an issue with the figures I've been getting lately. I don't know if it's just mine or how it's done lately, but you can't look up. You can only look down just a tiny bit, and that's mainly just because the head tilts forward. Does do left to right. Good amount of side to side. Shoulder joints go out about that far. Butterflies go back about that far. Forward about that far. Rotates inside the butterfly joint. Full 360. Rotates at the upper bicep. Full 360. Double jointed pinless elbows. Wrist rotation. Hinges in. Hinges out. Hey guys, what's going on? Future Anthony here, interjecting. So I was messing with the figure a little bit after a review, and I just noticed something. This figure also comes with forearm articulation. I just wanted to put that in there. I didn't want to forget about it and not put it in later. So I guess it is for when you want to do those morph sequence poses, which obviously for me, once again, still haven't heard back from BBTS. That's neither here nor there. This one does have it as well, but it does look like it's a little bit stuck. So I'm going to have to heat that up before that one fully breaks. But yeah, guys, this one actually has extra articulation over any other figure. So yeah, guys, that is a plus for this figure. Still not enough to change my judgment about it, but you're going to have to find out what my judgment was at the end of the video. So back to Pass Anthony. Upper diaphragm, lower ab crunch. Go down about that far, back about that far. Drop down hips, pull them down. We'll do the splits all the way. Kick out about that far. Kick back, okay amount. Upper thigh swivel. Double jointed pinless knees. Boot cuff swivel. Ankle rockers, back, forwards, left, right. Peg holes at the bottom. Now, one of my subscribers pointed out in my last video saying that what I was talking about with the neck joint is I don't think this is how they're supposed to be. I don't know if it's one of their cost-cutting measures. But if you guys take the DINO Charged Pink Ranger, which was the first brand new female figure mold that brought all the new articulation into this, she has all the exact same articulation except, she can't look up, but she can look down. And that's because the inner neck joint right here that I said can swivel left to right on its own, it's supposed to be able to bend forward just a tad bit, just to give you that looking down motion. But for whatever reason, my last few figures, the inside neck joint doesn't bend down. It doesn't move. All it does is go left to right. So I don't know if this is a quality control issue or it's something that they took away recently. And I don't know why they took it away. Do they just assume nobody is making their Rangers looking down? I guess for the mass majority, most people aren't. But for toy photography, it kind of takes away from that. Just a key note about articulation. So yeah, enough for articulation. Let's go ahead and move on to size comparisons. So moving on to size comparisons, here we have her next to the first brand new female body mold, the DINO Charged Pink Ranger. And then we have her next to the only other DINO Fury Ranger in this line, Zeta the Red Ranger. So as you can see, she scales very nicely. I don't know if eventually they're going to make a male body mold for whatever reason, mainly because due to like the suit scenes, it is technically a male actor in it based off the Japanese Sentai, but I don't know. I doubt it. So if you guys are holding off for a male green body mold, I wouldn't count on it unless they make some kind of comic book version or whatever. So yeah, let's move on. Okay, and here we have her next to the only other figure I currently have reviewed in this line, the Yellow Ranger Beast Morphers. I don't know why I was about to say Zeo. Zoe, and then a Marvel Legends Toei Sentai Spider-Man. So yeah, guys, let's move on to final thoughts. So moving on to final thoughts, is she a smash? Is she a pass? Honestly, guys, like if I'm going to have to say it, I'm going to have to say you guys can pass on this figure. I don't really hold anything near and dear to my heart with Dino Fury. It's actually the season my daughter is watching currently. So even her, like in the middle of this review, she walked up on it, saw the head sculpt and like, that's not Izzy. Like if my 6-year-old daughter is saying that this $30 toy doesn't look like the figure, like it's kind of bad. Like these toys, like a lot of people like to say, they're made for kids. But when a kid doesn't even like the figure itself, I mean, she doesn't hate it, but like she definitely realizes that that is not her, and she just got thrown off by it for whatever reason. And there's just so many QC issues now. Obviously, with the missing morpher, this sheath being way too hard to even fit the weapon it's meant to hold. People getting figures that are like completely messed up. People getting figures that aren't even the right figures because of swappers. It's just a terrible, terrible business practice right now. I get it. They're trying to appease the government by getting their tax regulations in or whatever. I don't know the full story. I know it's not to save the environment. I guarantee you Hasbro doesn't care. You want to know how I know they don't care? They make plastic toys. Like if they wanted to go plastic free, they would get out of the toy game. Guys, like they're not trying to save the earth with these packaging. I guarantee you it's some kind of tax write-off. You're just a number to them. As long as you keep buying the figures, like me, I'm a sucker, but mainly because I review it for you guys. And my daughter loves Dino Fury, so I'm probably going to end up giving her this one. But yeah, if I'm going to have to say, guys, I don't recommend this figure. There's just way too many QC issues. Not with just mine, but literally everyone who has received one so far has posted something wrong with it. I know these guys aren't massively out yet, so it's a very small number. But the people who are posting it are posting something wrong with it. And that's just honestly too much. So yeah, guys. If you guys made it to this far in the video, consider giving the video a like. And if you like what you saw, please consider subscribing. It really helps this channel grow. YouTube doesn't seem to be pushing my videos anymore lately. None of my videos have passed 1,000 views in the past month. I don't know what it is. I don't know if you guys just aren't watching or if YouTube is just like, this guy isn't big enough. Anyways, until next time, later.